Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in this beautiful piece of the world called Spakovo, Poland. I am loaded with 4 bales. I'm gonna take them and feed our cows, and I do believe I'm gonna drop one of them to our beloved goats and sheep. And I do want to start... Whoa. Okay. Shoot. Almost binned it. I do believe I want to start another construction project today. I know we've been building like mad, but it's time to get some pigs on the farm, I do believe. While we're here, let's check on Miss Spike, Tom and Jerry. Let's see how they are. Beautiful. They all look very healthy. Very healthy animals. Okay, let's check the stats. Okay, Spike, Jerry and Tom, they have enough feed still. They have enough straw, more than enough. Can we spread some more? Let's just throw a few more bales in, so they don't lie around, and there's a bit more space on the... Okay, I can't really grab them. That's fine. Yeah, so the cows are doing very good, it seems. Let's check on the sheep and goats. Okay. I do want to give only one bale to our sheep, because it pretty much fills the trough. And yeah, look at that. It's quite a crowd. Quite a crowd. I'm just trying to see if we have any new sheep or goats. Doesn't look like we do. Yeah. All at once. And the last bale goes to our horses. Yeah, I gotta say it feels really nice being doing some morning chores like this and being surrounded with animals. Beautiful, beautiful. From the last checkup, when the veterinarian came, everybody seems to be feeling good. Everybody's healthy. And goats and sheep need some more water, and let me just check if our greenhouse needs any more water. And it seems like, yeah, it could do with a bit more. So there's a few things we need to make sure we do today. Oh yeah, by the way, I have been looking around and I have been talking with neighboring farmers, especially about the pigs. And give me a second so I connect the trailer. Okay, so they said that we have to have 4 different types of food for them to be completely healthy and completely satisfied. And I'm gonna just quickly read it out. So, base food, that contains about around 50% of pigs' consumption or daily need, is corn or sorghum. We don't have any. Grain is 25% of the feed requirement, and we can give them wheat, barley or rye. So we have rye. Okay. Protein food consists out of soybean or canola or sunflower, and we have none. And the root crops, potato or sugar beet. Well, luckily we have potatoes, so at least something, right? Which basically means if I want to feed our pigs, I'm gonna have to have some sorghum planted, and I'm also gonna have to have some canola planted for the protein food. And you might wonder why I'm thinking in terms like this, but if I want to have one combine harvester and only one header and only one planter or seeder, that is, whoa, I will have to have crops that can be harvested from regular cereal crops, or how do they say, combinable crops. So yeah, if that's the case, that means that we can actually use and be completely happy with one combine harvester and with one header for the combine harvester. Okay, now before we continue, I'm gonna go inside, have a bit of a snack, and I'll check in the meantime the planting times for said crops, so we can maybe put some in the ground even before snow comes. And snow is about to come in 3 episodes time, just for the reference. Right, so I have found a calendar that says when we can plant and when we could harvest different crops. And I've just been looking at sorghum. Let's find it. Sorghum is over here. Okay, we can do that after March. So April and May is the planting time for sorghum, and we can harvest it as early as August, which is pretty fast. Soybean, canola, or sunflower. Now canola, we have already missed the window for planting. Look at that. If we wanted to have canola, we should have done it in the previous episode, which was completely undoable because I had so much to do. I didn't actually have time to get to it. Okay, so the alternative is sunflower, which I already said I don't want to do because I would need a different header. And another is soybeans, that we can also plant in April or May. This is basically the same as sorghum, I think. Yeah, okay, they're together. Silly me. Okay, so we have rye, we have potatoes, and sorghum and soybeans are gonna be our next year's crops. Now, because we are... Okay, I'm gonna take a hike to the shop because I have to go pick up the Lamborghini tractor. But if we want to have enough grains, I think we're gonna have to get maybe another field. At least I kind of feel like we should get another field. Because, you know, we have to provide. We have to provide rye, wheat, or barley. We have to provide soybeans, we have to provide sorghum, we have to provide potatoes. Now, I think that wheat, barley, those crops give us straw that we also need for bedding. But otherwise, other crops don't do that. So canola, sorghum doesn't give you straw, I think not. So yeah, the thing is, I might be good with expanding to another field, so... thinking about it. In any case, I'm gonna have a look at neighboring properties, if there's anything interesting here. And if it is, we're gonna take the opportunity. Otherwise, well, I do have some rye stored, and I also have some potatoes stored. At least I can opt not to sell everything. The best price is in the middle, probably second half of November, for selling the potatoes. And it's gonna be pretty interesting. On the other hand, I don't want to get too much land, because too much land can lead to having to be overextended and simply not enough time in the year to make sure that everything is completely turned over and taken care of. Or an alternative is if we get bigger equipment, which I also kinda sorta maybe do not really want, you know. This is a small tourist farm. It's mainly made for keeping animals and keeping some tourists happy. And just enjoying life with animals, so to speak. And if we can survive from it, you know, get paid, that's simply a huge bonus. Alright, well, see you when I get back to the farm. Alright, so to report, I did find a few fields that are for sale over here. The prices were from, let's say, 30,000 and up, which we can definitely afford. But there's always the but. I don't think I want to make the jump just yet, since we already have some equipment and stuff and grains in store. And judging by the fact that the horses only ate about half of what I gave them when I initially brought them here, feels kind of solid, you know. It feels like we ain't gonna run out of oat, so to speak, not anytime soon. In any case, I do have some workers coming in. They're gonna set up the pigsty. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and take this plow for a spin. And I'm gonna try to turn the soil over. Does this unfold in any way? It doesn't. Thought so. Yeah, the soil has to be plowed. Well, it doesn't probably have to be, but I want to plow it either way. So I'm gonna take care of that, and in the meantime, workers should probably arrive with everything necessary for the pigsty construction. And of course the rocks. I completely forgot about the rocks. And I had it in reverse. What did they say? A professional. Let the pro handle it. Yeah. Oh wow. We're missing loads. Yeah, I do want to fix that. I keep forgetting about the rocks. And I do feel it's fairly interesting how we keep finding rocks every year. Like, haven't we cleared them in the previous year? What's going on? Maybe we shouldn't be digging up soil as much as we do, but I want to have everything nicely turned over and all the roots uprooted. So, you know what? I think I've been wanting to change the plow for something a bit bigger. Let me check what's on sale or available at the local store. Alrighty, well, I did find something and I'm already on my way to go collect it. I have called the shop and they do have it in stock. So let's go get that piece of equipment. It's a lambkin plow, and it's, I think, 5 furrows wide, or 2.5 meters in width. This is 2 meters, and it looks like it has bigger moldboards. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how it's gonna behave on the field. And we're gonna sell this one because, well, I'm looking for something better. The main reason for selling is that this makes such narrow furrows that I can't really follow when I go back. And the lambkin plow that we're gonna get is reversible, which means that it has double mold boards facing one to the left and one to the right, and we can simply turn it with hydraulics. So we can go from left to right without creating any obstacles. And it says in the specifications that it only uses around 85 horsepower, which is also pretty good. It's not too demanding on the engine. Alrighty, so I have already uncoupled the plow. They're gonna evaluate it if it's, well, how much they're gonna pay for it, and in the meantime let's go check the catalog and see what I'm talking about exactly. So I was talking about the Lambkin Dual 6M. Oh, it takes 140 horsepower. Wait, was I looking at this? Yeah, I was. I guess I must have missed it. So this is the one we have at the moment. This one, 130. But technically, I do think we can pull 140 horsepower with our Zetor tractor. Let's go for it. So 16,000 for this, and let's just see how much they're gonna give us for the old plow. Alrighty, we got 9,240 for the old plow. And this is the joy of actually owning equipment, because you can always trade it in. And wow, look at this, this is massive. Having doubts. Are we even gonna be able to lift it? Oh no, I did not think about it hard enough. Okay, let's see. Oh well, it lifts it. And I do believe this one actually folds. Yes, it does. So the transport mode is on. Some beacons on. And let's go back to the farm. And yeah, I'll definitely have to change the tractor, because this one has 115 horsepower and the Zetor has 135. Yeah, I think I overdone it. It's lifting the front of the tractor quite a lot. Shit. Oh well. I think gluttony has gotten the best of me. Yeah, I should not have done that. But here we are, so we're gonna deal with it. And now that I have a plow of this size, I might even do some help for the local neighbors. If anyone requires help, that is. But you know, I thought, what's half a meter gonna add to everything? It's like a really small plow, and in the end I'm kinda shocked by it. Okay, I'm gonna drop it here. Let's go collect the Zetor. Alright, we can leave the front of the front loader here. No, I want to keep the front loader, just the pallet fork has to go off. I want to keep the front loader on for balance. And if it isn't enough, we can always go and put the front weight on. Now watch it struggle to death. Oh man. It might look better proportioned on this tractor than it looked on that one. Okay, so how do I flip it? Okay, it flips itself. And I clip the tree. Right, this is another aspect of a bigger plow I did not account for. And that's you need more space for turning around. I'll lift this higher up so it has more potential energy. Right, now I wonder. Trying to find the correct gear for this. Feels like it's just on the verge of being able to do it. Yeah, I truly might have shot myself in the knee. I'm gonna need a more powerful tractor. Maybe something like that Fiat that Mr. Pavel has. Okay, the biggest question is, can I fit the tires into the furrow? This is what bothered me the most in the previous one. And the answer is pretty much yes. But why is it shaking so much? No, this isn't good. This is the worst. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna have a call with the shop if they have any solutions for this. Because this is gonna be struggle town. And I don't want to live in the struggle town. Believe you not. I kid you not. Yeah, mistakes were made. I'm not afraid to own them. I'm gonna call the shop if they're willing to to do returns. I've only done 2 furrows and the molds are not even damaged. Right, so let's see what we can arrange. While I was on the phone, I noticed that there is a truck down there, and I do believe that the workers came to build the pigsty. In any case, I did get an answer from Mr. Ben, and we can actually bring the plow back. They're gonna check if there'll be any deduction on the price, but there is another thing they recommended us, even though, yeah, the size of this plow was was a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, if we can't properly use it, it's no use in having it, you know. Shame. Maybe if we had a bigger tractor, that would work nicely. I don't know. But such is life, you know. Sometimes you think you're doing a good thing and then you actually see that you're doing dumb stuff. The important thing is to own it and to mitigate the fallout of whatever you just did. Oh man. Okay, in any case, yeah, see you at the shop. Alrighty, so we paid 7,500 for the subsoiler we're gonna use instead of the plow, and we got paid 14,957. So we lost around 1,043 euros on our little mistake with plow, which is not the best, but hey, I can only cry to myself. And you can be very, very skeptical of my capability of running a farm. In any way, this is an Uzduken Bolton 545, and it's 2.3 meter wide. It's a subsoiler. This acts basically the same as a plow, and the only thing that's different is it doesn't turn the soil over as such, but it loosens it up. It pulls it out of the ground and then drops it back on with the roller. So, but supposedly it has the same effect. So yeah, at least I got this information from Mr. Ben, and we'll see. So this piece of kit only requires about 100 horsepower, and I kinda have to learn how to use it. Yeah, you can see we can actually adjust how deep it goes by lowering or raising the rear of the subsoiler. Well, let's go see how this behaves. Oh man, I think I'm gonna need something strong after this. Okay, so we are back here, and let us try this new subsoiler. I kinda sorta set it so it's gonna go as deep as it can, just because I wanna see how this behaves. And yeah, look at that, the tractor isn't struggling. Okay, we're already missing stuff. I gotta adjust the width. It's pulling stones out of the ground, same as the plow did. You know what, let's go like this, so it's nice and even to drive on. I don't know. This kind of feels like it has the exactly same effect as the plow does. Okay, what if we try to lower down? Yeah, it does pull out. Okay, so we can probably control deep and shallow cultivation with this. And of course I was looking backwards while driving. Of course I did. Alright, so there is a difference. You can see this is where I had the plow lowered all the way down. I mean the subsoiler, it's this dark texture. And this part over here is shallow cultivation, as I raised it up. And okay, I was testing stuff here, and this is where it was raised all the way up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower this down completely so it acts the same as a plow would. You know, this is very interesting to know. It's a good thing to know. Yeah, we're plowing. Good. Okay, I hope you ain't too dizzy after this time-lapse video. But I kind of wanted to show you how this work is going with the new machine. And I gotta say, I have two comments. One is, we definitely have a smoother ride than we had before. And we also have quite a good working with. And it seems like the effect is basically the same as we would be doing this with the plow. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Pretty confident. Okay, the tractor is struggling a bit right now because we have loosened up soil underneath the tires and it's struggling for grip. Otherwise, when we're driving on solid ground, it has plenty of grip, so yeah. I will say that I'm surprised because I never thought about subsoilers as a useful item over here at the farm. It was always kind of in the mind that this is for, you know, American farms or something like that, but yeah, it seems to be working pretty good. There's another thing. The tractor is so dirty, muddy. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, there is a bit that needs sorting out on this field, and then we're done. Yeah, there's just a little bit over here. Now the question is, do we even clean it? Because thinking about it, it is basically a plow, and I don't think we need to worry too much about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Turn the lights off. And I do think we have some more space in our shed, one of the newest ones that we built. And we're gonna put it in there for storage. Okay, so alright, the workers have cleaned the bedrock, well, the base plate, how do you even say that? And they have some materials prepared. Good. It looks like we're gonna have ourselves a new pen, but not today. They're probably just about to end their shift for today, and I don't want to be the one that says they have to work throughout the whole night. Of course not. Alrighty then. Good. So this is gonna be it for this episode. Join us next time, where we will welcome a new shed into our life. Oh look, the rain stopped. It was quite a heavy rain. So while I'm doing the outro, I will put some manure into our... Oh, did it get stuck? How did that happen? In any case, while I'm doing the outro, I'm gonna put some manure into the greenhouse, and soon, very soon, when we have some pigs, we're gonna have another animal that produces manure, and I will say I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good thing. So if anyone wants to, you can start naming the pigs. I think I'm gonna start with 2. One male, one female. And I was thinking about naming the male pig the boar, Commander Porkins. Some of you might get the reference, and if not, I'm gonna talk about it when I welcome the pig to the farm. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun, and join us next time when we continue the adventure. Take care, and goodbye.